It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day.
Lose like 7, win 7, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. I never fucking go up. I'm like, dude, what happened?
You telling me gambling's rigged?
It's definitely more rigged than it should be at the moment. They're like, yeah, we got to make back that COVID money.
I mean, that's why. I mean, oh man, it's been years since I've been to the casino now because I live in Tejas where there is no casinos except
which is weird to me
in the north. It's like
that's weird. I don't get that.
It goes back to some Wild West laws because of like old school gambling and like the fucking people shooting people over cheating in poker and shit.
Right.
Like, and I guess like they just never got over it. But I honestly think in the next 10 years, they'll probably end up switching because they'll see how much everyone around them has gambling, right? And everybody else.
Louisiana have gambling? They got fucking casinos?
Louisiana has so many casinos. Actually, that's why most people in Houston go to Louisiana to gamble, and then they'll come back.
You can sports bet in Louisiana, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, I got you. What about Oklahoma? Oklahoma good too?
Yeah,
Oklahoma
casinos.
Casinos.
I don't know that they have sports gambling yet.
I know they have. Well, you can gamble.
Might be on the way though.
You can gamble at tracks. Okay. So like you can gamble at horses.
Like Arizona has it though.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So like all these people, all these other states around us are getting it, and I think also what prevents it is because how many colleges per capita are here that have football teams and you know what I mean, like all that dumb bullshit. Like I think people are scared. Like if you let sports betting, like for pro, then if you do college as well, like it will affect everything here, which. I don't.
Yeah, but people already do that anyway, though. I mean,
no, I think it's a bit different.
I mean, colleges is a little different because, like, Illinois, you can't bet on Illinois teams in Illinois, like college teams. Yeah.
So you can't bet on your own like home teams or anything like that.
Because you can influence like the player.
That's the way they wrote their law. Like you can bet on the pro teams, but you can't bet on any college team that's in Illinois if you're in Illinois.
Because like,
but if you want to bet on your team, you gotta step out the state.
You gotta go like Michigan
or NordVPN.
That's what I was gonna say. When you do that, are you allowed to use like the online betting at all still, or is that no? Like you can't use that either.
I think it's part of that. Like,
to bet on Illinois team, it's just a straight. You can't. You
can't
bet on them.
But like, it's a positive thing if you think about it overall, because then you can't rig the game. Like you can't force people to like.
I mean, you could still still could realistically if you're big bet and you're just like motherfucker, like
it's less
make
likely,
it happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's less likely to happen.
Potentially, I think there's also significantly worse things going on than potential gambling, fucking rigged games in college football. So,
yeah. I mean,
it's much bigger, shittier things going on than that fucking possibility.
Rip Queen. No.
Yeah.
It still makes me laugh, Adam. I totally did not know you were talking about Queen Elizabeth. I thought you were just responding to me like yes, Queen. I thought you were doing something like that, just like a play on that. And I was like, all right, fair enough.
That was just when I first saw it. I was like, oh, all right. I bet they didn't see it yet. R.I.P. to the Queen.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, is this like a new hip saying I'm missing out on?
No, I was just giving you the news.
The news,
just the good news.
Huey Lewis and the news.
Oh, I don't see the big hubbub about it though. Like I don't feel there's any.
What you mean?
Real purpose to be tripping out about the Queen's death?
No, I think the crazier thing is that Charles is king now. I think that's like the thing that's like the craziest part is because like he's been waiting so long and like he has done so much fucked up shit. I mean that whole family has, but like
yeah.
Dude, he like
pedophile island, baby.
Yeah, Prince Andrew, his brother.
Oh, they all went. I guarantee it. They all fucked them kids.
I don't know. He's so like King Charles is like he just fucked with like Diana so hardcore and openly cheated on her and like drove her crazy and like led all these scandals and shit and like then the whole royal family was just covering up the fact that he was just cheating on her for years. And then like it's just crazy. And now the lady he's been cheating on her with is now the queen regent. So it's like that's fucked up. Like this lady who is pretty much a homewrecker, who also was married during this whole ordeal where he was banging her, is now queen regent. That's craziness.
I just can't believe
Camilla.
that even in this day and age, in a place so large, that they're still fucking around with the whole king and queen thing. Like, it's time to fucking get into the fucking 21st century, ho. You need to get checked in. This whole king and queen shit don't work.
Bro, I'm just gonna
They don't have any power
Yeah,
though.
they
don't do anything.
they just collect
They're all
money.
figureheads.
They're just a business.
But why have it? Why have it?
Well, that's the thing.
Because
he's
it's
kinda trying
tradition,
to do.
David.
Yeah.
Fuck a tradition, man. I fucking hate traditions unless the tradition is like, yeah, not that. I don't even know. I can't even think of fucking tradition.
Dude, in the early 2000s, Charles
Like
was
turkey at
talking
Thanksgiving. That's the only tradition I'm interested in.
About, no, thank you. Turkey's gross.
Listen, I don't
I just
disagree. And
really like it on Thanksgiving with all the other stuff mixed in with it.
Yeah, but it's
It's really the
I
only time you eat it.
yeah. That's what
I
I'm
agree,
saying.
but I've pushed away from that. Thanksgiving has now become like barbecue or like Italian food.
Christmas is Chinese.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
Nothing wrong with that. I do
just-
like Chinese. I love Chinese food, man. I love Asian food. Actually,
Mhm.
I forget if I asked this. Do you have a favorite like cuisine? You know, when you get like Italian, Asian, even American. If you're just a burger guy, whatever it is, pizzas, whatever. You know, like, is there a place you fall?
I'd say Thai or Asian. Like, if I could go broad, Asian, because that
Yeah.
encapsulates like 15 countries.
You
So,
can
like,
be specific if you want, though. If it's Thai, though, you could hit me with the Thai. I love Thai food.
I
Thai
mean, Thai
food's
food's
amazing.
good, but like, I also love like a classic Japanese restaurant with like delicious ramen and dumplings, and like it's just like something about when you get the combo of like ramen and some fucking steamed dumplings, and like you get the rice. Although Korean barbecue has opened my fucking mind, is just also delicious because it's like endless food. So
Well, I was gonna say if you go into a good one, other than that one that we all went to and shit that
Oh.
like years back, because that was fucking ass.
we literally have Korean Town here in Houston. Like
Oh
we have so
shit!
dude, the amount I can't wait for you guys to come, like, because like the amount of Asian food that we've discovered that is just off the charts, and now it's like Mexican food. Like there's a literal Mexican joint down the road. It's like maybe like 10 minutes away. That's where I got my what is it? Paloma? Is that the name of the drink, Adam?
Mhm.
But I got this taco. I got the Santa Rosa meal with them, and it was just like it was like so much food for like $10, like Spanish food, like all authentic, and it was just like, yeah, authentic Mexican is delicious. It's just like
I love Mexican food too, man. That's out there. Like that's
Yeah,
that's hard. That's
definitely-
hard for me to decide. Like if I was gonna pick like something like that, like it'd probably be between Mexican and Thai food, like somewhere in that ballpark. 'Cause I'm a huge fan of I love Mexican food, especially like the
Mhm.
rice where they cook it in like the chicken broth, then add the fucking tomato paste, turn it orange and shit, and
Yep.
like the flavor is unreal. It's so fucking good.
Can we agree not Italian? Because like I feel like Italian food, if you go out to get it, it's expensive as balls, but like it's never gonna be as good as the home cooked ones. And if you go to a restaurant where it is like a home cooked one, it's always expensive as balls.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So, obviously I love Italian food. Like I love fucking stuffed shells. I love calamari if that counts at all as an appetizer. I think that might be Italian. It's basically Mediterranean, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's close enough.
yeah, it's kind of in the loop
It's
there.
there.
But like from what you're saying though, I don't disagree because one, if you go to Olive Garden, you're fucking retarded.
Your family.
If you go to Carrabba's, you're also a fucking retarded person. And fucking that's it. Like that's your options for like the whole like chain Italian, unless you get like some chicken piccata at fucking Applebee's, you fucking stank hoe.
We
But
do have a place down here called Asta La Pasta that is actually pretty good Italian food. I
Yeah,
will
we did
say.
go there.
Yeah, that was actually
wasn't
pretty
bad.
fucking
well,
banging.
that's what I was gonna get to, man. Like the Italian places that you normally go to are ass and they're expensive. But
Mhm.
I've only ever been to like one good one, and it was up in fucking Scranton, and it was just a mom and pop joint though. It was hella nice though, and they like had it way too classy. Like the fucking lights were dim. They
Oh,
had
it's
the
the
white
worst.
fuck it,
I can't
dude.
read
They
the
had like
menu.
the white nice fucking like tablecloth on the shit. The silverware wasn't wrapped; it was like pre-placed and nice with plates already on the table and shit. And I was like, this place is fancy. And I'm like, dude, we can't come here after Warped Tour. What the fuck? Like this doesn't make any sense.
Bro, I'm in jorts
But
and a t-shirt right now. I can't be in
but
here.
you know what? We fucking did, and the food was fucking tits, and they had one of the best vodka sauces I had probably in my life.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, every other place I've gone, Brett, listen, pasta's the cheapest shit to make. How the fuck is every pasta dish everywhere like $25
the labor,
for
David,
like?
the labor
That's right, the labor of boiling fucking water. I
of making
forgot.
fresh pasta. You have to roll the dough, then you have
Those
to
motherfuckers.
crank
If
and
you think
stretch it.
Carrabba's or
I
fucking
know.
goddamn any of these fuckers are making fresh pasta, that's kooky talk. That's a nonsense.
They get it fucking frozen. or
That's what I'm saying. Like,
freeze-dried.
where's the Italian place that's like, oh, you wanted pasta? Here, like $10. Here's
Mhm.
spaghetti and fucking whatever.
Bro, I could literally go to HEB, get my fucking Banza gluten-free pasta for like $2.99 and vodka sauce like I can make for like 45 cents. And
Yeah.
20 that would be $20, sir.
That's right. It's fucked up, and I don't understand it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It makes me mad.
It makes you want to open a fucking Italian restaurant, am I right?
That's true. I mean, that's kind of like a good niche that nobody really locally has except Cork and Fork. But then again, that shit's still also expensive as shit. But that's
Yeah.
a nice place to sit though. They did like put a fair amount of money into the ambiance, but I don't want to pay that much for the ambiance.
All right. I have a story about Cork and Fork. Also realize I've been recording this whole time. So like I
Mhm.
can intro the show now. It's just another day with
David.
Adam.
Elliott. All right, Adam, do you remember the time you and Johnny texted Chelsea and I to go to Cork and Fork? And we were
Yes,
we
I
were
recall.
Chelsea and I had just taken edibles. This is years ago, so I can't be held accountable for it. But we had just this was like 10 years ago. But we had just eaten edibles.
34 years ago.
This is 36 years ago. And we had just eaten edibles. Like we were being responsible. We weren't planning on going anywhere. And Adam, I'm in a group chat and like Johnny's like, yo, you guys want to go out to eat? And Adam's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I could go for some food. And we're like, yeah, totally. And then they show up at the apartment and then Johnny's like, all right, let's go to Cork and Fork. And we're like, oh, all right, shit, yeah. Like I never ate there. And like at the time I was making like $10 an hour. And it's an expensive restaurant for people who don't know. It's like a fancy. I wouldn't say like too hoity-toity, but you know, it's definitely a place that you would go to for a business lunch or like a family dinner.
It's a little more upscale casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking $25 to $30 a head.
Yeah, easily. And then drink-wise, I mean, those are like $10 to $12 drinks. Like,
Yep, I'll say 40
Classic.
now. 40 with drinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
50.
yeah. I was
Probably,
gonna
You're
say,
yeah.
gonna get two.
inflation, bro.
Probably
Oh,
get
yeah.
two
Yeah.
drinks.
But so we're going to this place. It's downtown Harrisburg, and we get in Chelsea's car and we're heading down to the restaurant. And it's on the main drag of the road, 2nd Street, and there's like dick butt parking there. There's literally like never parking anywhere down there because if you're going anytime between like 5 and 8, you're not going to find parking. And if it's in the evening past that, then it's just the streets are full of drunk people and it's impossible to get anywhere. But we're rolling up. It's like 5 o'clock. Chelsea we find a spot to park in, and it's parallel parking. And she's like, dude, I can't parallel park. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, you just got to back in. And she's like, I'm literally so fucking high right now. I cannot parallel park. So she gets out, and Johnny has to parallel park the car. And we're like, all right, cool. So, like, you know, just to set the mood, we're both about to be in a world of fancy people blitzed out of our fucking minds with Adam and Johnny trying to guide us to, like, safety. So we go in.
Fantastic.
Dude, we're like, they're like, how many to eat? We're like, table of 4, please. And they're like, sick. And, like, I'm, like, all prepared to be sitting on the first floor, chilling. Like, they take us to the fucking second floor balcony and put us right in the corner of the balcony. It's one of those where it's like it overhangs everybody else that's eating in the restaurant. And we're in the corner, Chelsea and I, and we are fucking annihilated right now. Like, we are so fucking stoned just sitting there, and like she's looking over her shoulder being like, holy fuck, we are so high up right now. We are so high up and we're above people. Johnny's like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, not realizing what's happening. Adam is 100% aware that we are completely fucked up. And like, it was just so uncomfortable for her, and like I'm just like giggling and laughing at everything. And at the time, I wasn't really experimental with my eating. I was a basic bitch. I liked burgers and like red meat and like occasionally chicken and stuff like that. So like, I'm like, yo, I want to try something different because I'm high. And I'm like, I'm getting swordfish tacos, bro. I got like swordfish tacos. We got like a fucking appetizer and drinks. Needless to say, like that was such a great night because we were just so fucked up. And then we were driving home. I think we had one of you guys drive us home because we were being responsible, or maybe Chelsea. Who knows at this point? But yeah,
I'm sure Johnny probably drove.
We spent the night just being completely hammered, but it was just so great because we're in this fancy ass restaurant, just completely stoned and uncomfortable because we're on the second floor balcony, looking at all the guests and stuff, and just trying to act normal. Like, don't be super high as balls when the waitress comes up, and she's like, "Hi, how's everybody doing?" Me, classic, just being like, I'm fucking amazing. How are you? Like, just like inflection on the worst part. Like, oh, I miss those times. God damn. There's been too many of those moments with me with like like I haven't been to a hookah bar since that one time we were there, David. That was a great time too.
Oh yeah, hookah's always fun, especially with friends.
We should do that. We should do that sometime. I gotta
go
find
get
one
some
down
hook.
here. Oh my god, it's such like a. Have you ever done hookah, Adam? It's interesting.
No.
Because like in like, I'm trying to think of how to compare it to cigars, because it's the same type of buzz.
Not really interested in it, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's the same type of tobacco buzz you get from a cigar, because you can inhale it. Like a lot of people inhale the hookah smoke, but I don't. I like to flavor it in my mouth like a cigar, and do the what the hell is it called, David? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you like waft the smoke in your mouth out your nose. I forget what that's called.
Well, out your nose is no. I mean, that's just you can just blow it out your nose. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's actually a term for that. I mean, now if you suck it back up through your nose, then you are French inhaling. But
oui.
yeah, exactly. It's the best way to smoke things.
But it is like it's the equivalent. I would say to like the cigar buzz you can get, but instead like it's like sugar cube with like flavoring and tobacco. It's fucking weird.
Flavors are good though. The flavors always taste
amazing,
awesome, and the best time to hookah is after a meal.
It's like a dessert smoke.
Yeah, that's kind of the best time. The only thing you have to worry about is the hookah poop, because if you suck down that much tobacco, it usually stirs up shit in your tummy and makes you poop.
Oh my god, it's like smoking a cigar on an empty stomach. The worst.
Don't do that.
The worst thing you could ever do.
I remember when fucking Chelsea did that and got sick as fuck.
Because she was grilling, bro, and she just wasn't thinking.
Well, yeah, we were all playing. She's like, I'm going to smoke a cigar before you get here. I was like, nice. And then we'll smoke another one. She's like, hell yeah, bitch. And then she's just like curled up on the couch. My stomach hurts. Like, bitch, you need water and food. Stat.
She was like, I think I'm going to puke and poop my pants. I'm like, you're not going to do either. You just need to put fucking food in your mouth. And you need to chug this bottle of water. Sap.
It's possible. I've seen people have that happen to them at the hookah bar, dude, where they just didn't eat, had nothing in their stomach, sat down, got a water, got a fucking bowl, threw down, gets like 4 or 5 puffs into it. And you know whenever you fucking hit at the hookah, that's a lot of smoke. So 4 or 5 drags off a fucking hookah is like kind of heavy.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, I don't feel good. Whoa, fucking just start puking. I'm like, oh, like you need to prepare yourself. You can't come in on an empty stomach, man. Like, can't do it.
It's
But
just such a unique atmosphere because they have great music playing as well.
oh yeah, it's always a fucking awesome vibe. The like the furniture is hella comfortable.
It's loungy as fuck.
Yeah, it's so nice.
They're like chairs that you sink into. You feel like you remember those like commercials where it's like the kid's so high he becomes the couch.
And he's just deflated into it and shit.
Literally, that's what those couches at the hookah bar are. You're just
Hella relaxed. Music's vibing out.
yeah. The music's always like EDM, not EDM. What's the fucking like lo-fi like there's just like a boom, boom, like those type of
Yeah,
music.
it was just
and you just hear like a girl like ambiently singing. You're like, yeah, we're in a vibe right now.
oh yeah, and he put in a fucking like a real decent fucking sound system in that place. Like I don't know what the fuck he bought, but all those like mini speakers everywhere. Like I don't know what they are. They had to be Bose or something or like JBL. They got to be
good.
something super quality. But they'll literally shake the whole place if he turns it up all the way. Because I think I told you these had every year that place has been open, they do an anniversary party and he gets a belly dancer to come in, and then
That's awesome.
you just pay like $25 to get in. You have to get your little like reservation card the night before, and then you present it at the door. You get your seat, you get 2 bowls of the hookah, and then you also get like drink and all that other shit, and they bring you all your shit out plus the belly dancer. And those nights are so fucking awesome, and they have the music so fucking loud in there, and it's just bumping so hard the whole place is like the floor is shaking. The belly dancer's going nuts, dude, and it is just an absolute fucking amazing time.
Yeah, the lights are like perfect too because there when we were there, I can't remember if it was like it wasn't like you know those at like a concert they'll have like those lights that sweep above. They're like red, blue, green. Like he had shit like that, but they were just stagnant. But because of like the smoke would go in the air, it would just like hit the smoke.
It added, it dissipated
up.
through, and just
It was so
it was beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, what the fuck? I'm in like Valhalla. Where is this place? Like, that was such like a unique night. I was like, man, because we showed up and then all of a sudden Dave was only expecting 2 people he knew to be there, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking 8 of us at this table.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody just happened to show up. I was supposed to be home like fucking 2 hours, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Charles. I ended up at this hookah bar, and this is like the most unique experience I've ever had. Like,
I'm chilling so hard right now.
for real. I was like, I am part of a couch. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it was fucking nutty.
I miss going to that place. I haven't been there in a while, dude. It's been so long. They used to be like a Friday night ritual, or sometimes Friday and Saturday, because it was $5, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where else? I mean, even like whatever it is, like you can't go anywhere and just sit places for $5 for hours and just chill and have a good vibey time with anybody. Like, how do you go wrong? I mean, and then they also had that awesome fucking like juice bar and shit. I don't know. I forget. Did you get one of the juices or no?
I got a smoothie. I do not remember what it was because, like, again, we went out to eat right before we went. It was, I think, me and Ian or somebody. Like, we went to this one, like, diner, and then at the diner, we got mixed drinks. Or, like, it wasn't a diner. It was, like, it was some restaurant. Like,
I'm trying to think where we went now. I'm like, shit, where did we go?
I forget the name of it. But we went there, ate, and then we were like, all right, well, let's go to the hookah bar. And then like, yeah, like, I mean, I was drunk and then I was tobacco buzzed, probably stoned. And it was just like, oh my God.
Good tobacco buzz too. It's super clean. It feels nice.
Yeah, you just get the head tingles. Like you just feel all the follicles on the back of your head. You're like, what the fuck? I was like, I remember too, like I hit a point where like, I was only halfway through my sugar, and I looked at you, and I was like, dude, I can't finish this. I was like,
Yeah.
I am not going to try and be a big boy around all these people. I know I can't do this. And you're like, totally fine, dude. Nobody here's judging. I was like, good. I was like, I'm not about to make a fucking fool of myself in front of everybody being like, just
Oh yeah,
fucking
I've
vomit everywhere.
seen it before, man. It's something you got to kind of like build up a little bit too, and especially if you don't. And like at that point too, I would like actively smoke cigars all the time. So for me, it wasn't that bad. I was used to that type of like thing. But I think that was right around the corner when you and Chelsea started being like, "Yo, cigars, talk to me,
Still,
hookah,
we're
talk to
still,
me."
like,
Like,
I have so many cigars that I just like. I mean, my favorites are always my blueberry, like my fruity flavored ones. I've
I was
moved
just
away from
talking
the
about
coffee
those, like the
ones.
Javas and shit.
They're good, dude. People
The
knock
Javas,
it.
the acids,
The
yeah,
acids and Javas are such like pleasant. Like I buy the small ones too, so I'm not
yeah, just a little
wasting
little
so much
burner.
time. It's so nice. I'm not
It's a
getting those
great. Once again,
stogies
it's a great after dinner thing. Just have a meal, hang out, sit down, just
around the fire.
enjoy a little chief with the boys.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna plan coming. I got because with my new credit card I can get good deals on travel, so I'm gonna have to look around Christmas. Maybe fly back for a day, or maybe I can look after Christmas too. I can check because like I have like most of my PTO is tied up with Tam and Craig coming down in October, and then literally a day or two later, Jill and Justin are coming down.
Oh wow.
I know, it's so funny. I was like, fuck, Beaker's going to experience so many new people. He's going to be, like, infuriated.
Yeah,
Like, he did not like Adrian staying here more than one day. And I think it was just because it scared him. He's like, I mean, he was only here a month. He was like, who is this stranger? I was like, but, yeah. I have to
wait, how long did you say he was there for?
Adrian?
Yeah,
2 days.
I thought you said a month. I don't know why I thought I heard a month. I was like,
Beaker,
holy
no,
shit.
Beaker was only here for a month at that time.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought
Yeah.
you were saying Asia. I was like, dude, what a fucking chill. Like, yeah, man, I'm vacationing at your house a
Dude, I would
month.
love. I mean, I would be fine with that. Like it, we have the space. I still have to finish. Like I have to paint this office and then the baseball room, as we've dubbed as Adam's room, because it has a baseball glove. Plus, because it will be the darkest room. Like it will be a dark room with the curtains up. The big room, the tall windows. There's no way of me putting blinds up there. That is 18 feet in the air. I'm not going up there to put blinds up. That is
Fuck that.
painting that room on a ladder, dude. My fucking ass and calves were like on fire for 2 days. I was like, fuck. I was like, I am not doing this again.
One and done.
Yeah,
That's what
know.
I say.
I'm like, this is nar. Oh my god. I have 2 topics I need to bring up. One was those Puppet Master movies. And the
I love those movies.
And the other is like Triple H now running WWE, guys. This is a new era. Vince McMahon's gone.
Well, yeah, gone, you know. He's just not going to be on TV anymore.
No, he's like has nothing to do with the company anymore, I don't think. I think he even stepped down as CEO because of allegations.
Yeah, but all that shit just feels like facades. Like,
He paid a girl like fucking like $5 million to be like, I did not fucking suck your dick.
man, I wish Vince McMahon would pay me $5 million to say I didn't suck his dick.
It was more than one girl, and then it was also like whoever the vice president was as well. Like whoever that person was also stepped down because they were also involved with like harassing a former female employee. I'm just like,
I'm just saying, like, obviously you're not supposed to do bad things, but this can't be a surprise in a fucking world of like wrestling, which is realistically like, don't look at it now. Go, you know, like fucking 15 years back and even further. It's always been a boys' club with hot bitches with big fake tits. Like, fuck you think this is? This is like basically just
Stacy
softcore
Keibler,
porn
baby.
almost. We're just missing the nudity. It's just pre-softcore porn.
Dude, Goldust wife when she came out with like the black handprints over her titties.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of those. Like I put on old wrestling back like on Peacock every once in a while, and Chelsea will just be like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, dude, this was
The realness, bitch.
This was
The
90s,
fucking
2000s
realness.
wrestling. Like, this is just ridiculous. She's like, why are the women in lingerie in wrestling? I was like, I don't know. It
No,
doesn't
you
matter.
know. You know.
I know why. They
It's
want
for-
TNA, baby, tits and ass.
That's what I'm saying. It's for boners. There's no questions about this. It's for my wiener.
But I recently tried watching, like, so Peacock's for some reason behind on uploading episodes of Raw. Like, it's kind
Okay.
of annoying. So, like, the ones I just watched are ones that were still when Vince was in control. And I literally got 18 minutes into an episode and there was no wrestling. It's a 2-hour program now. Like, when we were kids, it was
It's
like
2 hours now.
it was an hour. And, like, dude, I swear to God, in the first 15 minutes, there wasn't any wrestling. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why? Why?
You know what? You know what though? I feel like our generation is to blame for that because as you're saying that, one of the things I always thought as a kid is I always liked seeing the wrestlers more outside of the ring, getting into whatever their stories were and shit. Just because you know soap opera and.
Mhm.
Saying that and hearing that it's 2 hours now and you went 20 minutes without a fucking match, I'm like, yo, that sounds like the shit I would have just so much preferred as a child, being like, hell yeah. What else is going on here? What's going on here?
But the problem is, none of the wrestlers have the charisma or like Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle. All of them were, to be fair, great actors. Like, if you look overall how they talk to each other, the way they communicated and like the dialogue between all of them, like, they were all great. They were all really good at just like getting to the point with their story and like messing with each other, like Chris Jericho. And like, I watched some of these new people and I'm like, the dialogue is so bad. The fucking, like, because they're trying to be all PG and shit, and then they're also trying to, like, I don't know, act like they're I don't know, like, they're just not good. Like, it's just not good. I guess, like, I'm not even gonna try and like analyze it. It's just not good.
No, you're 100% right. Like back in the day, you speak, I'll kick your fucking boot, you know, or I beeped the
Yeah.
wrong spot. I'll kick your fucking ass. They'd beep out the fuck, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh shit, it's fucking getting real. Woo! And now they're like, hey, buddy, I'll fucking mince your fucking meat. You're like, what the fuck? What are you
You're
saying?
so bad.
Yeah.
You want to be the champion, but you have to go through the best there is. You're like, what are you talking about? I was like,
Listen.
I want you to come out like The Rock, Rudy Pooty, candy ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
Well, that's the thing. Wrestling got real fucking dumb when two things happened. One, when they let fucking Eugene show up, and they had a fucking retarded person.
Yo,
who
I
obviously,
feel
he's not
bad.
really retarded.
I feel bad for that
But-
guy.
But they were like, yo, you have to be a retard and just clap and stomp around like a retarded person. That's it.
They brought him
and then-
back. not
and
too
then
long
have the
ago.
strength.
Mhm.
Right. And then they're like, you know what? Let's get another idea. And then they had that fucking retard Daniel Bryant run around for the entirety of his like career at the WWE, screaming the word yes over and over and over, like a fucking retard. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
don't forget when he turned
yes.
heel, there was no.
It fucking.
No.
It's so fucking stupid. I don't get it. Like, and none of it's ever really made that much sense. But
Nah.
like, they really made sure they were like, listen, if wrestling was already dumbed down, we have to go stupider. We got to go more dumberer. We got to really fucking make sure these kids understand this shit.
Well, everybody's looking for a catchphrase or a gimmick and like all this stuff. Like, I remember like literally Stone Cold just happened to say 316, and like then all of a sudden that took off.
Yeah, that was a one-time thing, and
It
then they were
wasn't
like,
planned.
yeah.
The Rock says that was a one-time thing that turned into a whole thing, and then if you smell what The Rock is cooking, and again a tagline that he said, and then it just became like his saying, like Kurt Angle, intensity, integrity, and intelligence, the three I's. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it was so funny, like the stuff they had, but now it's just like, I don't know.
Well, also,
they do
Kurt
dumb
Angle
shit.
had the best gimmick of them all.
His real
He
life.
he showed up. He's like, I'm the real deal. I have a fucking Olympic medal. Check me out, son.
I want a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah.
Dude, the greatest thing that ever happened was Stone Cold did the beer truck, and then Kurt Angle copied him and did a milk truck.
The milk truck.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, that's awesome that you bring that up because, dude, I remember when I was a kid, because I used to ask my mom for them, specifically the chocolate milk chug. And Kurt Angle would come out with the fucking milk jug and just coat himself in fucking milk. I was like, oh, gross. But, oh, man, I
It's
could
so
go for a milk
funny.
chug.
Dude,
Could
it
sure
is
have a fucking chocolate
so-
milk chug right now.
Oh my god! Like that's the thing is just like I literally tried. Like I like a lot of like because I watch clips of AEW and then I'll watch clips of WWE and I watch all the stuff on YouTube where it's like the top 10 this and like all this stuff like I'm the what culture and all these things and I'm like I would love to just consume it, but the fucking just like the lack of actual watching of wrestling and like the terrible acting storylines and stuff and like it's just sad. But the one good thing I will say is now that Triple H is in charge, there's one thing he did better than like anybody so far, and that's like when he ran NXT and stuff, he actually did long form storylines, let people like experiment and like throw on good matches and stuff. So since he's like the head of creative and head of WWE, like he's going to try and gear it more back to the wrestling aspect and less on these terrible storylines of just like everything changes last minute and like forcing people to like do stuff because like it was Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, they were all talking about how much better it is now without Vince because Vince would be in their earpiece telling them like something they said was stupid or like trying to tell them to talk about this, and like now there's no one doing that. Like they're all allowed to just be themselves and like
Being surprised a billion-year-old fucking man was giving bad advice. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's not the biggest fucking surprise in the world, but honestly, just to go back to that shit you said, like if that's not the only thing that was wrong with it, obviously. Like the biggest problem wasn't just Vince, it's the fact that one, wrestling is way too fucking wide now. Like there's like 9 different fucking shows. Fuck that. It's too much. There's too much going on there.
Too many stars.
That's the other thing too. There's too many fucking stars, and the problem is they all fucking suck. Like, legitimately, all of the best wrestlers they're done. We've lost all of the best. I mean, some of the good ones are still around, like you stuff like Rey Mysterio and shit. But other than that, a lot of those super bomb dudes that were around when we were kids, which is probably the greatest fucking era of the wrestlers themselves.
Edge, rated R superstar, baby.
That's what I'm saying. You got Edge, Mysterio. I mean, Brock Lesnar's still there too, but that's not even like a top tier for me. Like,
Bro,
yeah, obviously he's been in some big shit, but it's not the guy I'm looking for.
Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's just like all the people we grew up with that were legit beast don't really like wrestle anymore, and then the people that
No.
are there, you just kind of like I don't know. They're just the flavor of the week. Like there's no actual like you don't believe. I mean, you have people like you have Ronda fucking Rousey, right? Somebody who legit was a fighter, who could sell like some of the submissions and stuff like that to make it seem like it's legit. And you had the opportunity of making her like, you know, you could have made her like a female Brock Lesnar type, somebody who like is a fighter who comes in and it's just like powerhouse. And instead you're like, I'm going to make her Rowdy Piper, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, because she said in an interview once that she liked Roddy Piper. And like, she doesn't have the mic skills to be Roddy Piper. The reason like Roddy Piper was so good is because he could talk so much shit. And like, you believed him to be crazy enough to back it up. She's not that type. Like, to be honest,
No.
she's a dum-dum. like,
Yeah, a little bit. She's just meant to be in the cage, no mics, nothing else. Like,
Yeah, like-
it's not for
like
her.
Brock Lesnar is a scary motherfucker. And, I mean, he is good at talking now, but, like, he had Paul Heyman to be the voice for him because Paul Heyman could talk shit. Paul Heyman's hilarious and awesome, but, like, that's why that works so well. He's just, like, I don't know what it was. Like, I think they're creative. It's just like a bunch of old people who've been in the business for over like 40 years that just like, it's like politicians, you know, like they're in there and they're like, well, we've been doing this for so long. We know what the people want. It's like, well, no, you're so out of touch and you're so into the work that you're not seeing the major picture of like how to influence things or like how to interpret the data and stuff like that. It's just, you look at it and you're like, no wonder you're so bad. Like, it's just craziness. I'm like, you guys just need to take a step back and rework the machine.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They don't have to. It's just for kids now. There's no adult appeal to that show besides being like, oh, she's fucking hot. Like that's about it.
I don't know. I get so sad because I'm like, oh man, if they could just send them to acting school before they let them wrestle on TV. Like, all right, you have the wrestling down. Now you have to go to speech classes and it'd be like you know how like pro football players retire, right? You don't just throw them straight into commentary. You send them to broadcasting school and then you let them do commentary. Like you kind of you need to like they prove themselves in one thing. It doesn't mean they're going to be really good at the other. It's like, nah, man, you got to train and be prepared like so you can actually communicate. I'm like, yeah, you could be really fucking good at football, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be awesome on the mic. Peyton Manning.
Whoa, he's incredible.
He is actually, I will say he's the best analyst.
He's very funny.
He's very funny. He is. It's so funny when he calls shit before it happens, and then everybody gets like upset with him. He's like, I see exactly how this play's going to go down. He's going to do this, he's going to do this, and this is going to happen. And they're like, what? And then it happens, and he's like, I told you. They're like, we're supposed to comment on it, not predict it.
Oh, it's a surprise. One of the fucking longest quarterback careers has a crazy fucking football IQ and knows when shit's gonna happen.
I know, it's funny as shit.
It's not like he used to actually stand on that fucking turf and read defenses and shit.
Right.
Oh my god, that's like, bro, when I sent you that picture that Coach was on the pro golf tour doing commentary.
That fucked me up. I was legit just like, why and what the fuck?
He is a sports analyst, like overall.
Mhm.
He's actually
And
like,
he worked at
I love
ESPN
him.
for a long time too, like
Mhm.
on like Sports Center.
That's fucking wild to me.
Dude,
That's
David,
nuts.
His commentary though with golf is actually pretty fucking awesome. Because you know how he just has like a personality. Now just imagine,
Yeah.
because everybody else is boring. They're like, Johnson's lining up for the shot. It's 40 degrees out. The wind is southwest, and it looks like it's going to use. And like, that's the other guy. And then you have Coach being like, if it was me, like just being like all bright in personality. He's like, it's so off kiltered. It was just so awesome. I was like, God damn it, dude, this is making golf that much more entertaining.
See, that's the one thing I enjoy about the golf commentators, that they're just so fucking relaxed. And the thing I don't understand about why they're so relaxed is they're nowhere near the fucking game.
No,
They're
dude,
nowhere near the people fucking teeing off. Like, they're just watching a screen, commentating on what's happening, and they're whispering as if they're standing right next to the motherfucker as to not disturb his fucking swing.
Dude, they're in a sound
And
booth
they're nowhere
elevated
near.
like 30 feet in the air drinking. That's all they're doing all day.
Chilling.
They're straight
Just
up.
chilling.
You ever seen their booth? They got like these little booths. They look like a shed. And they're just
Yeah.
sitting in there with monitors and a window that points outside. And like, I guarantee you, they're just, because you're in there for like fucking 10 hours, some of them. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you're just in there probably just drinking, occasionally going down the fucking ramp to take a piss. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, dude.
It's a very easy life.
Yeah, they're like, can you hold your piss for 10 hours? You're like, I'll see what I can
Yeah,
do.
like once a week.
I'm like, ooh.
Like, if I paid you like 30 grand once a week, do you think you could hang out in this box? Yes. Yes, I think I can do that.
Yo, who's that Santa Claus golfer, Adam?
On Daly?
Yeah, the dude who's always fucked up in golfing, smoking cigarettes and
Yeah,
drinking.
he's the best. He would do that like when he was playing like on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, dude.
Who are you talking about?
John Daly.
Oh, John Dae.
Yeah, have you watched some of his clips lately, David? It's
His
funny.
clips are on my Instagram all the time. Like,
He's so
all
funny.
the sports shit. There's always John Daly shit coming up, dude. And he's a
Smoking
beast.
cigarette, wearing pit vipers, just doing his thing.
Yeah.
fucking right.
Wears the loudest clothes.
Yep.
He can hit it a country mile, and
He's
he's
just
just smoking
fucked up.
cigs and drinking the whole time.
Do they give him shit about that? Because like he's not on the PGA, is he? He's on the.
No, he's old now. I think he might still play in the senior a couple times, but not. I don't think he plays all that much, like tournament wise.
Because I see him every once in a while on the TV and shit, and there'll be like highlights of him, and he's just like, they're like, they'll go to interview him, and he'll be like, "I'm gonna be honest, I'm really drunk right now," and they're like,
Oh yeah, that was
okay."
last weekend.
Yeah.
They were at the. I think they were. He's like a big Arkansas fan.
Hmm.
So they were. Someone was at the game and they had him on. He goes, "I'll be honest, I'm drunk right now." It was like 10:30 in the morning.
He's just so good.
What a beast! I need to live that life.
And like whatever, I think for the Masters, because I think he still plays in that. Like he still has some exemptions, so he can play in that in the U.S. Open. Whenever he's at the Masters, he just parks his he has a bus. He just parks it at Hooters because that's like one of his sponsors. He just parks his bus at Hooters and he stays in his bus.
It's amazing.
So whenever he's eliminated from the tournament, which is pretty much every year, he just hangs out at Hooters for 2 days and lets people come and hang out with him.
Oh my god, he probably makes so much money. Like,
He makes a good amount. I mean, he has like a clothing line and stuff too, so like he makes a good amount of money.
I was gonna buy some pit vipers because of they keep popping up in my Instagram.
Don't
and
buy pit vipers.
I just thought it'd be so funny just to wear them, like, if I go like supboarding. If we go to the beach,
Yeah,
just rock pit vipers.
yeah, but they are not gonna fit your new look that we were talking about.
That's
so.
true. They're not gonna fit. I didn't tell David about my new look. That was pre-recording. I think I'm gonna go with the new style of clothing and dress of late.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm gonna wear boots. I'm gonna wear jeans, like boot cut jeans, like not cowboy boots, like my Thursday boots, all black leather boots. Jeans. I'm gonna wear a white button up, long sleeve, and then sports coats.
Are you a fucking waiter?
No, not like. I think you're thinking sports coat like the like a classy like. I gotta look up some like.
Oh, I know what a sport coat is. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Nah, like untucked. The button up's gonna be untucked. I don't know, man. I want.
What do you mean you don't know? What are you trying to say to me right now? I feel like what's happening?
I'm trying to age up. I don't want to wear.
Age up into a douche. What's going on here? Don't do that.
I
Don't
know.
fucking do
I'm
that.
over wearing like design tees with pictures,
graphic tees.
Yeah, graphic tees. Like I'm over that.
So then, wear a plain T-shirt. You don't even have to have a graphic design.
I don't know, man. Just
So you could go like a good like plain t-shirt under a like a sport coat too. That's a look.
that's a look.
Yeah.
I feel like then I have to have a
If you didn't want to go button up, you could
Dude,
do
it
like,
sounds like you're gonna be dressed like fucking Chuck from the show Chuck. Don't dress like that.
Chuck. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
You remember
show.
Chuck, dude? He
such a
worked
good
for
show.
he worked for a fucking place. What was it? What the fuck? It was like a
It
Best
was
Buy.
like
But what was
Best
it
Buy.
called?
Yeah.
It had another. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was called.
It was
And he worked.
green.
And he worked for Geek Squad, but they had a different name for it.
Yeah.
And he was just some nerd who ended up meeting some spies and shit, and then got some weird fucking spy info implanted into his head.
No, he's wearing Converse and like fucking. I was thinking.
Yeah, but every time they gussied him up, it was always goddamn jeans.
That's
fucking.
Zach Levy. It doesn't even look
It
like
is.
him.
Yep, that's Shazam.
The young Zach Levy.
Interesting. No, I was thinking
They dress
more-
him up like that when he has to dress up. It's gay, and then sometimes he'd wear a The Who T-shirt under his sport coat.
I was thinking
Is,
more the Jason Mantzoukas look.
The Whomst.
Jason Mantzoukas? You'll know who
Let
I'm
me look
talking
up.
about when you Google him.
Let me look up Jason.
Jason Mantzoukas. He played the brother in The League. What's her face's brother? Who always
Oh, I
hung
got
out with
you,
Seth
Rafi.
Rogen. Yeah. Hung out with Dirty Randy or whatever his name was, Filthy Randy.
No, it was Dirty Randy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The fucking
Yeah.
porn director.
Yeah. Oh man. This is so funny. What a good show. That's a show I was sad to see go. That brought
Yeah, but
fantasy football
it
to
got
people.
bad though, dude.
Yeah, but like every show over time on FX can go bad. Almost every one of them.
I mean, yeah, they don't have to though, but like, you know, they could just end it on a high note, or they
No.
could just draw it out, try to get a couple more checks, and end on a shit note.
You run it to the ground. I mean, that's the other issue is everyone on that show slowly became a star in movies and different stuff. I think that also
Pretty much. I mean,
influenced it.
fucking what's his name? The guy who plays Andre. I mean, even before that, he had fucking
Paul
like
Shear.
Children's Hospital and all that other shit. I mean, how many people from Children's Hospital showed up on that fucking show, dude? Like, it was great.
That's because like they're all friends in real life of just like they all are just
Oh,
comedy
yeah.
people. But that's the thing, like it's such a good show. The guy who played Kevin always cracks me up. I just love the character of Kevin because he's just
Yeah,
like,
he got busted in a pretty fucking big lie and
yeah.
looked like a fucking idiot
I'm doing
Yep.
what?
for years, dude. Because he also does stand up, and his stand up's not terrible. It's not that
Oh, and
bad.
it's coincidental that we brought it up on this day.
Oh
What?
shit, that's right. Fucking oh my god, yeah, fucking right. Okay, cool. So he fucking would always tell stories that he was like, I was there at 9/11. I was
Oh,
there outside the towers when they
Yeah.
got struck, and I had to run, and then I helped save people, and blah blah blah. It has this whole fucking like big fucking spiel.
that's a bad lie.
And then
to
of
tell.
course, well, of course, if you're gonna fucking tell a story like that, you know people are gonna look into it and try to fact check you and see what the fuck you're talking about. Dude, he wasn't even in New York when the fucking
Yeah.
attack happened. He wasn't even in the same fucking state. And then they grilled the shit out of him until he had to make a fucking like public fucking redaction and be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm a fucking liar. And this shit happened while the league was still going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I mean, I'm also like watching these shows years after they're off the air because I'm an idiot. Man, that sucks for him.
Embarrassing.
hmm
I mean, hey, just don't lie about stuff. That's my takeaway.
Or it can be real and you could be like a fucking retarded person like Pete Davidson and just still not be funny at all. Like my dad died at 9/11. I'm not even funny.
I don't even.
Fucking retard.
I remember Chelsea when I told Chelsea that he does comedy. And she goes, him? I was like, yeah. And she goes, I always thought he looked special needs. And I was like,
He does this giant fucking horse teeth and shit. This
his anemia look. I mean, hey, some people think he's funny. Not.
No, I don't think anybody thinks he's funny. I think people think they're supposed to think he's funny because he's young and hip and he has mental problems and so does the rest of the world now apparently.
Didn't he do like stand up at like 16? Like that was one of the things I heard is like he was trying to do stand up from like age 16.
Yeah,
York.
that is true. He was trying to do stand up.
And like SNL, he tried
At that
out for
time,
SNL
and-
or something, or was he on SNL? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I
know
think
him.
he got on SNL when he was like 20 or 21 or something, but dude, he's literally not funny. They were just like, this is perfect. Here's a kid doing stand up who has a dead dad from 9/11. He's got a backstory. He's funny enough because even when he was on the cast, still fucking sucked. And boom, and he tried to pull in a younger crowd because it's not like Kenan Thompson can pull in fucking people forever. So
When do you think?
just to see that there was another set of like exodus from that show and there's like 3 or 4 more people that left. There's like nobody on that show now. It's being completely retooled like again and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be worse than it was. Like it's been bad for a few years. I can't imagine this being any better, dude. I am so fucking sad to watch SNL in the state that it's in
I'm gonna
for the
make
past few years.
a controversial opinion and just say I've never thought SNL was worth watching.
Dude, there was some fucking good times on SNL. Like there was some seriously
one or
good
two
fucking
sketches.
people on there.
Like, yeah, I'm sure if you make like for every 1,000 sketches, there's at least 10 good ones. But like, that's not worth my time. I'm not gonna watch fucking endless episodes of a show to maybe laugh for 2 minutes. Like, that'd be like reading like a fucking like 2,000-page book to just enjoy 10 of those pages. Be like, oh man, the rest of this book was but those 10 pages, fucking amazing.
I don't know. It all depends. Like, what era are you? Are you talking about all, or just right now, or like what are you? Are you
All
just what are you referring
overall,
to?
it's not like it's not worth it. It's just not.
I don't know, man. There's been some seriously good shit that's come through there, but you have to have the right cast. Like early '90s cast and shit. When you have like your Adam Sandlers and shit, and you have that kind of shit, that was
The
kind of
Norm
fucked because they had
McDonald's.
the best fucking comedians on there, but not the best writers. So that was definitely an era where you were like maybe like half the sketches you actually watched were funny. And then it got better because then the sketches got funny, but the actors weren't as good. And then they found like a sweet middle point around that same time when like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were on there, and you still had a little Will Ferrell here and Tracy Morgan and fucking there was some fucking good times still up until the probably about maybe like 2015, 2016 is around the time the fall off kind of started. Like fucking dude, I'm telling you, if you watch the seasons that have like Bobby Moynihan, you're probably gonna laugh at every sketch. Bobby Moynihan is a fucking comedic
He's
genius. That guy's
so
hilarious.
funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's insane.
I feel like because of like I think you should leave now. When I've seen sketches be shot cinematic and edited, I think that to me is funnier than like 3 camera live shoot of people like trying to make it through the sketch being serious. Like I get that like that's the whole nuance of it is like they know they're saying stuff ridiculous and playing characters and like trying not to laugh while the audience is laughing. But like something about when it's shot like Auntie Donna or it's shot like, you know, I think you should leave now and the Detroiters, like it something about it is funnier to me because it's just like even Key and Peele, the way they did some of their like I didn't watch Key and Peele when it was on. I just watched clips of it. And
Right, right.
to me, it's funnier when it's shot cinematically than when it's shot the way that SNL shoots it. And I get like it's just it is what it is, but I don't know. Plus, In Living Color was funnier than SNL. Fuck them.
Well, yeah, at the time, and so was Mad TV, but you know, it's
Yeah.
You just watch it. I'm just like, man. It's like you can watch South Park or The Simpsons or Family Guy. They're all the same fucking show type, but they're all done so differently, and it's just like, yeah, I laugh more at Family Guy than I do at The Simpsons. And then you watch South Park, and you're like, South Park has more thought-provoking things than both of those shows that are still funny. Like it's just, I don't know. Different
that's
strokes for different
that was a
folks.
weird thing to realize as I got older that The Simpsons is actually like really not that funny
It just
at all.
it can't. Yeah, it like I think the problem with for The Simpsons is just like it was relatable for the 80s, 90s parents. And us kids growing up in the 90s watched it because our parents would watch it and would laugh because some of the stuff's funny. But as we got older to like our parents' age and we watched The Simpsons, we're like, our humor isn't their humor. You know what I'm saying? Like to them, they're like, Nancy Reagan is funny. And we're like, no, for us, it's funny to watch Ronald Reagan punch a wall and go, Reagan smash, Reagan smash. Like, that's funny to us. And now Zoomers are like, it has to be like sped up, them screaming while the song Helicopter plays. Helicopter, helicopter. It's like, that's what they think is funny. I'm like, I don't understand that either.
There's nothing funny about most of that shit. I can't stand the TikTok fucking like. There's some TikTok shit that's hilarious. There's some Instagram reels hilarious, but when it's just somebody who's like that exact thing, they like that stupid fucking song is playing or whatever song, and then it's like, oh look, they fell down. I'm like, uh-huh. and then
Yeah, my niece watches
then
that
what?
shit and dies, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Bro, we're going backwards. We're literally going backwards. Like the next thing that's gonna be funny is they're gonna be like, oh, he didn't even say anything. And then the man slipped on a banana peel and then it faded to black. Be like, oh shit. Charlie Chaplin humor? Like we're working even further backwards. And then at some point TV will just not TV and jokes and everything else, they'll just be gone. Or they'll be fucking cave paintings. It'll just be memes.
Bro, I mean, to be honest, I would fucking die at some slapstick. Mr. Bean.
Yeah, Mr. Bean's funny, and it wasn't. And
Or
Mr. Bean was
Magoo.
funny for a lot of reasons, not just one reason.
Oh, bro, we'll have to watch Naked Gun 2.5 for the Queen.
Dude, the
Because
Naked Gun.
That's when he saves the Queen at the baseball game. When was it Reggie Jackson was gonna shoot her or some shit? I forget who the baseball player was.
I forget. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Wrongfully Accused? I think that's what it was called,
I don't know
with
if I
Leslie
have.
Nielsen.
I don't think so.
So, do you remember? If you don't remember, this is totally okay. But Harrison Ford was in a movie called like The Fugitive. Do you guys remember that
Mhm.
movie?
Yeah, isn't
I
that
know that
Jack?
movie.
It's not a Jack Ryan film, or is this it's one of those.
No,
type
bro,
of
it's Harrison.
films.
No, it was Harrison Ford, man. It was
No,
called The Fugitive.
no, but I'm saying was the character Jack Ryan, sorry, or Jack Reacher, or whatever the fuck. I was wondering if it was like one of the
No,
Tom
no, it wasn't
Clancy's
either.
or
Of those,
something.
it wasn't either of those
I was
characters. He was
thinking
just a
Air Force
guy whose
One.
wife got murdered and then blamed for the murder by a fucking one-armed man. The guy literally only had one arm. And he told the police, like, my wife got murdered by a one-armed man. And they were like, yeah, sure, fucking, you dummy. And they stuck him on a fucking truck, and then he spends like the rest of the movie escaping and then finding the one-armed man. But Leslie Nielsen made a fucking spoof movie back in the day called Wrongfully Accused, where his wife got murdered by a one-legged man. And then the guy goes on a fucking like assassination spree with his fucking one leg, but the leg is like a fucking sniper rifle. And he literally like takes the fucking leg off, like starts pulling flip up sights out of it and shit, and starts trying to fucking kill people with the fucking thing. And then Leslie Nielsen has this amazing fucking Mission Impossible fucking scene. Like, you remember the scene where he drops down and there's all those lasers
He's
and
got the
shit?
wire on him.
Yes, dude, literally Leslie Nielsen is doing that exact thing. Same room, same fucking outfit. But then shit just starts falling out of his pocket, like rubber ducks, candy bars, a yo-yo. And when the yo-yo falls, he starts doing all the fucking tricks and shit between the lasers with the yo-yo. Like, dude, it is fucking awesome. If you have not seen The Wrongfully Accused, you have to fucking watch that movie.
I'll
It's
have to look it
honestly,
up.
I think it's funnier than Naked Gun, and I love Naked Gun movies.
Hey, Naked Gun 33 and a third is one of the greatest films ever made. You shut your mouth.
Dude, I'm telling you, watch Wrongfully Accused, and you're gonna have quite the fucking laugh fest, dude. It's so good.
I'll have to look it up. I mean, I always think like one of my favorite comedies that a lot of people haven't seen is Spies Like Us with Dan Aykroyd and
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Yep. And
Yeah, I was like, I know the movie. That's why I was
I
like,
know,
yeah,
I was
Chevy
trying-
Chase
I
and
was
Dan
I
Aykroyd.
was like, who is it? What's the guy's name? Chevy Chase.
No, that's a great movie, and I also really enjoy. I don't care what people say about Chevy Chase, but Chevy Chase, I love that he was just like this pompous fucking asshole, and it's so awesome. Like, it's so strange when you see somebody like that be that fucking funny as well.
Mm.
So like his behavior and comedy like kind of like counterbalance each other. He's like, he's a fucking piece of shit, but he's the funniest piece of shit. And everything he always did was always super like National Lampoon-esque, where you're like, yo, there's gonna be like raunchiness, there's gonna be tits, there's gonna be ass, there's gonna be shit sprinkled in whatever you're watching that is just not what you expected. Like, dude, in the vacation movies, what the fuck? Like, would you ever expect like Christmas Vacation with like the pool scene where the bitch gets out of the pool and it's like pulling her clothes off and shit? Hilarious. And the little girl just pops up. What are you doing?
The
Fucking
first vacation when he's
the
driving
scene
and the girl
before.
flashes
Shit,
him while
earlier in that
driving.
scene when he's at the mall and he's looking at the bitch's underwear. She's like, look, you can't see any lines. Like, yeah, you don't see any lines, do you, Russ? Nope. He's just talking to his son while he's looking for fucking shit for his wife. Like, it's so good. It's so awesome. Like, there's so many scenes like that, or like the car scenes. Every time he goes out on a drive, there's always that hot bitch in the Ferrari.
Mhm.
Like, I fucking love that shit. And then Spies Like Us did it too. They're sitting there, nothing's going on. They're in the middle of Russia, and they're like, look, naked bitches in the snow, and they're just bugging these big-titted women just out in the snow, changing into new gear. And I'm like, yo, in no way is this real. Like, this is the best.
That's what I mean.
Like,
those
this is
movies are
exactly what I
just
expect.
Ridiculous. It's just I just laugh. I'm like, man, I would love to just see like if comedy could go back to like that style where it's just dumb, well written jokes. Like I watch. All right, I'll get us to the end of this so we can all go watch football. But I watched fucking the third Mummy last night. I didn't finish it because
Wait, you talking about the Dragon Emperor or
Yes,
whatever?
yes.
Fucking
So I established
ass.
the person who wrote that movie never watched the first two Mummies because they focus their jokes on the wrong stuff. Like they wrote all these jokes. Plus, also, why did you recast his wife? I would have just not had her in it. You know what I mean? Like, to recast that role and have everybody else be the same, that's fucking weird. And also, his son's not British. It's weird, but
It's very weird.
yeah, like the whole movie. The thing I deciphered from it was just that the fucking writing is so bad. The dialogue is so bad. Like, it was literally a movie that like they I wish I could go back and edit it, shave off stuff that's not important. Like, there's a whole scene in the beginning where like he's out, Brendan Fraser's out fly fishing, trying to catch some fish, and he's just getting so frustrated with fishing. He hooked himself in the neck. He's trying to like do it to be peaceful, and then he just pulls out his gun and starts shooting the fish, and he catches 2 fish that way. Then he gives them to a butler. The butler's like, he's like, you didn't think I was going to catch anything, did you? And the butler's like, nope. And they cook the fish. His wife's like, oh, I'm glad you found a hobby that's not involving guns. She takes a bite of the fish, pulls a bullet out of her mouth. All right. Ha, ha, ha. Then during dinner, he's talking about how like he wants to help her write a book and relax, and how he's basically talking about how he just wants to fuck her. And she's like, no, I really need to crack down and write this book. And he's like, fine, whatever. Then she's trying to write the book, gets bored, gets horny, goes to look for him, sees him sitting in a chair, and is talking about how she's ready to be inspired and all this stuff. And then you get to him, and he's sleeping. It's just like, what is this humor?
I can actually tell you exactly what that humor is. Let me help you out here. So that movie itself came off the heels of a very popular fucking man, and it sucked because his movies were not that great. That is a Jerry Bruckheimer film without Jerry Bruckheimer. That is a national fucking treasure type fucking movie, and it sucks. Like, that is exactly that type of shit that he would do, and Jerry Bruckheimer has caused a terrible ripple after like 2007 to like 2014, where movies were just like that and they were ass. And then after that, Michael Bay showed up. Well, he showed up somewhere around the same time and made weird explosive movies.
That's what I'm saying. Just like, I laughed because I was like, the funniest parts of the Mummy movies were like, the Mummy screams at Brendan Fraser screams back at the Mummy. That's funny. Or like, he's fighting mummies, he cuts one's head off, it juggles its own head, and he baseball bats that shit out of the park. That's fun. Like, that was the humor of like the original Mummies. And like in this one, they just made it like dumb, witty back and forth shit that it just, I'm like, that's not these movies. Like, these movies weren't that. I'm like, the characters wouldn't say that. The only character that's supposed to be funny in The Mummy is Jonathan. And like, they wrote Jonathan pretty well, but like, it's just like, because that's just who that actor is. I don't ever see him as anything but Jonathan, the brother. It's just like, I just laughed because I was just like, I'm watching this movie, and Chelsea and I both were like, there's so many like plot things that you look at, they're like, all right, the Dragon Emperor needs to put this crystal on the top of this tower. Then it shines and points to Shangri-La. And then they make it to the tower before the Emperor, and they're like, all right, we'll blow it up if the Emperor gets near it. I'm like, why don't you just blow it up now? You're already there. Is its only purpose to point towards Shangri-La? All right, then yeah, just blow it up. Then he can't get there. And they're like, nope. We're going to wait till he's here. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, in the second Mummy movie, when they're doing like that same thing where the kid has the bracelet on and it keeps pointing towards every place they need to go to. Reason that, it's like, that made sense because like they were racing to get to the places, as like they were racing the mummy to the places because there's someone's leaving clues. Like this one, it's like, no, they have all the clues. They make it to the place. Why not destroy it? Like, it was just so funny. I was just like, yeah, this is a person who probably like read a synopsis of like the first 2 movies and was like, I think I can write a third one. I was like, this is bad.
The third one was just a bad money grab. That's all it was. Like, they were like, we haven't had a mummy movie in a while. Let's just go ahead and try to make one. And I'm like, the idea, I guess, wasn't all that bad. Like, it was kind of cool. They're like, yo, let's take a fucking emperor. Let's take his fucking terracotta army. Let's make him fucking mummy, blah, blah, blah. But it was so, I mean, you know, it kind of was. It was kind of like, take the first movie, remove Egypt, add Asia, movie.
And then,
But then like the shit with like the Yetis and shit, like I wasn't really into that. Like I wasn't really feeling a whole lot of what they had going on there. I guess I mean overall, yeah, it's a bad movie. It's
we
they
didn't even
tried
finish it.
something, it did not work. Like if they were gonna go with more mummies and shit, I don't understand why they couldn't like stay. I mean, I don't know if they stayed in Egypt. I don't know if that would have pissed people off or not, but I don't know. I just definitely wouldn't have put them in Asia fighting Jet Li.
Yeah, for real though. Like I was like, yo, this is like crazy dumb. Plus, it takes place in 1947. I was like, okay, why wouldn't you go with like, because Germany went into like stealing the occult artifacts during World War II. You could have done something really cool about like Indiana Jones-esque with Nazism and like them stealing like other thing. Like you could have done like a mummy movie where it's like, yeah, they're in Egypt and the Nazis took Emotep. Like you could have literally just done another Emotep and just been like, yeah, this
Yeah,
one
I would have preferred to
Nazis
just see
doing
him
it.
again for whatever reason, or if they would have had to have some like, you know, the classic. Oh fuck, I got to team up with my enemy because there's a much bigger enemy. You know, like
Exactly, like how they
I
had to do
I would
in
have
the
preferred
Scorpion
something
King.
like that.
Like the Scorpion King, like the second one, they only teamed up against the Scorpion King at the end. But like this time, it would have been funny if like, you know, Hitler basically brought Emotep back to life to then just steal Emotep's powers, like or a Nazi did that, and then like it's about Emotep is mortal, alive, and like doesn't have anything. He doesn't have like his memories or something, and it's like the two of them teaming up to like, you know, you could have done something stupid like that, like trying to get the Book of the Dead back. But no, they were like Jet Li Dragon Mummy. But yeah,
Yeah, that was really their move. They were like, I got an idea.
well,
We're gonna leave it right here.
I'm just saying, guys, whenever we hit the lottery and we start our own production company, let's try and get the rights to the Mummy. I think we could write a good Mummy movie. Or
I was just so you know what I don't get, and you know, help me out with this. Was the Tom Cruise the Mummy movie? Was that supposed to be in that universe
No.
itself, or was that totally separate for the Universal like
That's
MonsterVerse?
the Universal the dark universe, the Universal monsters like the Frankenstein, the Constantine, not Constantine. Is it Constantine? I forget. No, Constantine.
Nah, it was
No.
no. I think they were originally
Like
it was
Dracula,
supposed to
that-
be
The Invisible
yeah,
Man.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
So that Invisible
Creature from the Black
Man
Lagoon.
movie with what's her face? I forget that one, but you know the one I'm talking about, the Invisible Man that came out that was actually like a good horror movie. It's all part of that universe.
Yeah, it's not bad. They did a lot with nothing. That was what surprised me.
They were supposed to do more, but I think because that Mummy movie was complete dog shit, they just
Well, I mean,
canceled it.
surprise, like the fucking the Russell Crowe scenes with like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit. That wasn't too bad. That was at least interesting.
Mm.
But the female mummy character, and literally they're like I'm trying to remember how that movie like kind of like ended, where like she's like telepathically talking to fucking Tom Cruise, and then he just has this revelation. He's like, if I'm going to defeat her, I have to fight her like her. And then when like her eyes would do that crazy shift, then his did that shit. Then all of a sudden he was a fucking Super Saiyan or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be. And then went and fought the bitch and killed her. I was like, why? How do you have this power though? Like that doesn't make sense. You're just a man. She's
He's
a mummy.
Scientologist,
Grow up.
Like,
That's right. This is Scientology power. Zeno came down and graced us with his powers.
the end.
The end. Good night. Have a good one. Tom Cruise out.
Well, fuck. I'm gonna let us go watch football. This is just another day with
Me, David.
And me, Adam.
Elliott.
The show has ended. The show has ended.